Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back with us, Group 2, and today we're gonna discuss about Chapter 9. Okay, our topic today is teaching culture, intercultural competence, transcultural learning, global education. Okay, we're gonna introduce ourselves again in case you forget. Yeah. The first is me, Genta Bani Mukti. Next is Indah Narzizah Tisa, and the next is Anti Fitriani. And the first 9.1 is gonna discuss by Anti Fitriani.
What is culture? Definition and concept. Culture as a controversial term. The term culture is a controversial term which has had many different meanings. One of the vast controversies is connected to, to the idea of culture as something that can be classified as valuable to a greater or lesser extent. In colonial times, for example, the cultural achievements of civilization were contrasted with more primitive or uncivilized ways of life in order to justify colonial oppression. Culture as a set of shared meaning. While there are still many different concepts and definitions of culture, it has generally been agreed upon that as Hell 1997,1 suggests culture is about shared meanings. Three dimensions of culture. Number one is material. Material culture refers to texts and other artifacts. Number two is mental. Mental cultural include collective ideas, norms, and value, perception of self and other, worldview or ideologies. And number three is social dimension. Social culture consists of society, institution, social institution, and cultural again. Representing culture in the classroom. The three-dimensional model of culture is not only relevant for cultural studies, but also for the EFL teacher who choose or design materials and make decisions about how culture can be represented in the classroom. Teaching culture, in fact, means exploring the shared set of meanings, the value, norms, and ways of thinking of the participant of a cultural group, as well as the social and institutional forms in which they live. However, the opportunities to observe the social dimension in the EFL classroom directly are limited, and the mental dimension can only be observed and interpreted indirectly with the help of cultural manifestation or phenomena. Culture as text. Culture as discursive practice. Culture as text. Culture as discursive practice. Another concept or idea that is relevant for the representation of culture in the IFL classroom originates in cultural anthropology. The metaphor of culture as text suggests that cultures can be read and interpreted like complex text, and that very cultural text is linked to many other cultural texts. In cultural studies, however, the metaphor of culture as text has also been criticized because it neglects the cultural again. who exchange, share, and negotiation cultural meanings. They lead to an understanding of culture as discursive practice, which assume that culture is a dialogue and discursive process in which culture meanings are negotiated among the participants of a culture. Modeling cultural discourse. In addition, text arrangement also need to take into account that real-life discourse are multimodal. Principles for modeling culture discourse. Cf. The point highlight 2007, 39 FF point. Relevance of topics and issues. Selected text need to be relevant for a particular cultural context. Openness of text combination. Learners should be encouraged to research and find additional text. Multitextuality and multi-perspectivity. Text combination should represent diverse voices of cultural discourse. Intertextuality. Text need to be perceived and linked but not redundant. Intertextuality. Text need to be perceived as linked but not redundant. Multimediality and multimodality. Cultural discourse should be represented through a variety of text, media, and modes. Relevance of literary text and film. Learners can access the complexity of cultural discourse through literary text because they represent a diversity of meanings and voices, and because they take up ideas, moody them or create new meanings with the help of literary devices. Participating in cultural and global discourse. Foreign language learning has also benefited from the introduction of new media technologies. The term Web 2.0 refers to different tools and applications like blog, chat, wikis, online communities, etc. Intercultural approach, concept, models, and dimension. Development of intercultural approach. Intercultural learning has challenged the notion that culture was something fixed and objective. In addition, the role of the learners has become a more active one as they were invited to become personality involved in the exploration of English-speaking cultures as self-reflective contractor of cultural meanings. Intercultural communicative competence. The term refers to the ability to communicate and interact with people who speak a different language and come from a different cultural background. Byrom therefore argues that foreign language learners need to acquire a set of knowledge, skill, and attitude in order to become intercultural speakers, which is used by Byrom to define the required knowledge, skill, and attitude of an intercultural speaker include 5 dimensions. Number 1, attitude. Number 2, knowledge. Number 3, skill of interpreting and relating. Number 4, skill of discovery and interaction. Number 5, critical cultural awareness or political education. Didactic thus from first hand. This intercultural approach aims at developing learners' ability to understand people who speak a different language and have a different cultural background. They rely on the basic assumption that 1. There is a cultural gap which needs to be bridged, and 2. In order to enable intercultural understanding, It is necessary to enter into a dialogue between self and other. Transcultural perspective in culture pedagogy. Transculturality and hybridity. Transculturality refers to a number of characteristics that are shared by modern cultures: inner differentiation, polyphony, cultural complexity, hybridity, and external networking and entanglements with other cultures. Cultures and identities can be described as transcultural if, if traditional categories of, a point, national, cultural, religious communities are deliberately questioned, broken off, or transgressed. The EFL classroom as three spaces. The interplay of text and culture is unity attacked by feeding texts from different cultural spheres into the EFL classroom, which are then processed and negotiated by the learners. Dialogue between inter and transculturality. In his view, intercultural learning and its focus on a dialogue between self and other has always included the idea of a continued negotiation of meaning, which also led to the transformation of existing view and the development of new hybrid positions. Number one, multi-perspectivity. Number two, dialogue. Number three, reflection. Global education. Knowledge and awareness of world peoples, countries, cultures, and issues. Its basic idea is enabling young people to become responsible global citizens and actively take part in shaping a better, served future in the world. English classroom can also contribute to raising the learners' awareness of how their own lifestyle or decisions to buy certain products may be connected to mechanisms of the global economy, to the working conditions of textile workers in Asia, or to a changing planet, to name but a few examples. Next will be explained by Indah.
Okay, thank you, Auntie. I will explain 9.4 is teaching literature and culture. The potential of literature for intercultural learning is one of the research areas within culture pedagogy is concerned with the questions how literary texts can be used to promote intercultural understanding and intercultural competence. There are different reasons why literary texts are considered valuable in that respect. The first, readers as spectators, participants, and critics. First of all, literary texts invite readers to engage with the text. As a spectator who observes what is happening in the fictional world, as a participant who uses his or her imagination to take part in the events of the story. Thus, literary texts can provide insight to different cultural realities and real-life worlds. They invite readers to change perspective, and they can also challenge the learner's views and prompt critical reflection or negotiation of self and other. The second is literary text as part of cultural discourses. Secondly, literary texts are no mimetic reflection of reality, but use literary device point of view plot characters to present a particular view of reality. Literary texts, in that sense, take part in the cultural discourses of a society and can therefore also provide access to the cultural discourses to which they belong. And the third, multi and transcultural literature. Thirdly, transcultural approaches highlight literature's potential of drawing attention to the diversity and complexity of cultures and cultural identities, internal differences, conflicting ideas, and multiple hybrid identities are especially portrayed in postcolonial literature or multi and transcultural literary texts. Empathetic and cultural reading. When teaching literature to promote intercultural understanding and transcultural learning, empathetic reading refers to methods that help learners to take over the perspective of various characters, to reconstruct their views and understand their situation and behavior from the inside. Cultural reading aims at reading at literary texts as part of a cultural discourse. This includes contextualization. In order to understand how a literary text responds to or comments on cultural discourses, it is necessary to read further fictional and non-fictional texts to be able to reconstruct the particular voice of that literary text. 9.5 Teaching culture in and beyond the classroom. Three teaching examples. First, representing and exploring culture, a learning circle about South Africa. The first example refers to a learning circle about exploring South Africa, the Rainbow Nation, and provides some ideas for representing culture in the classroom. It was designed for a class of 10th graders in the year 2010 when South Africa was hosting the FIFA World Cup. The fact that the eyes of the world were focused on South Africa, but the pupils' knowledge about the Rainbow Nation was rather limited, was the reason for the class to take a closer look at this country to find out more about its past and present, its society, culture, and political issues. And about the question, what hosting the World Cup mean for South Africa and its people? Modeling cultural discourses. They provided insight into the everyday lives of the two teenagers and their families whose lives were, were also linked to social, cultural, and historical issues of the country, like apartheid, sports, living in a township, education, and AIDS. In addition to modeling cultural discourses of South Africa's past and present, the learning circle engaged learners with text and materials by providing authentic, complex target tasks while working their way through different assignments for the selected materials. Learners had to use their knowledge and skills. For example, to design a poster about how apartheid violated human rights or prepare a 1-minute speech about why the class should go to see the film Invictus in the cinema. Thus, it was also possible for the learners to research topics and relevant texts independently and to present to others what they thought was relevant to know about the host of the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Second, understanding culture and entering a dialogue with literary text. The second example refers to teaching a young adult novel. Sherman Alexie's The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. It is the story of 14-year-old Arnold Spirit or Jr., a member of the Spokane tribe living on a reservation in the northwest of the USA. His only friend is violent Rowdy, who protects him. When one day Junior realizes that he is still taught with the same old books his mother had had at school, he becomes angry and throws the book and his teacher. It is the turning point of the story where Junior has to decide whether he wants to stay at his old school without any hope or perspective for the future or transfer school to Riordan, which is attended mostly by wealthy white children. At the new school, he is an outcast again because he is the only Indian, but he also makes new friends and we follow his first year at the new school with a number of ups and downs. Teaching potential. The novel is a good choice for 14, 15-year-olds for a number of reasons. First of all, it is told by a 14-year-old himself whose voice is that of a youngster speaking to other young people, and the way he tells the story is quite humorous. What makes the novel interesting for intercultural learning is that the narrative perspective or junior as a narrator invites readers to take over Junior's perspective and therefore also helps to understand what life is like for him or how like like for him or how he feels about some of the tragic events that happen throughout this story. Empathetic and cultural reading. The teaching unit should include a focus on both empathetic and cultural reading as suggested in inter and transcultural approaches. Empathetic reading can be encouraged by focusing on Junior, his identity and self-image, and or his experiences throughout the novel. At the same time, it is also necessary to provide opportunities for learners to read about reservations and to inform themselves about their past and present. And the third, participating in cultural discourses, raise your voice, change climate change. The final example is a project on climate change in grade 11. The students in the class were were especially talented in the natural sciences, so that the teaching unit matched their interests before the project started. The students had already studied various materials on the topic as articles, statistics, documentaries, etc. The project itself was based on an idea which had been pursued by YouTube and CNN in the weeks leading up to the climate change conference in Copenhagen in 2009. Unfortunately, when the project started in December, the conference had already ended, so that the audience for the pupils' videos was a lot more limited than it could have been. Each group of learners had prepared a statement that they wanted to make about climate change, about an individual's responsibility, about ways for reducing one's carbon footprint, about the state of the earth by researching and selecting relevant information, by choosing an adequate format for communicating their message, and by voicing their ideas during their presentations. Learners were given the opportunity to participate in the global discourses and exchange their views with their classmates. Okay, now I'll leave it to the moderator to read out the conclusion.
Okay, the next is conclusion. The intention of this chapter was to introduce readers to the basic questions of culture pedagogy. What is culture and how can we teach it? As the brief of survey to the truth approach for the teaching of culture has shown, culture pedagogy was witnessed some profound change over the last decades and has also influenced to a great extent by developments in cultural studies. We have seen that cultures can be defined as shared sets of meaning, but that we also need to include the material and social dimension. The notion of culture as a vast textual and discursive space which can be made accessible to learners can be a useful idea for the representation of culture in the classroom. Graham's model of ICC and the concept of Fremdverstehen can be used as a basic for planning learning process because they draw attention to the different skills, attitude, and knowledge that are required for successful intercultural encounters. In addition, literary texts can be valuable for cultural learning process because they provide opportunities to change perspectives, to reflect about one's own and other people's view, and because they can prompt an exchange and negotiation of meaning. Okay, that's all from us. I apologize if there was a typo or mispronunciation. Thank you so much for watching the video till end. We say goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.